What makes a mom and dad decide to choose your daycare, your childcare program, and enroll their child over all the other programs out there? That's what we're discussing in today's podcast episode. Before we dive in, I want to make sure you know that there's a lot of cost-effective ways you and I could work together when it comes to your social media marketing. You can actually try out our social media marketing hub for free for the first 5 days. That's where my team and I create all your social media content and graphics and promo videos. And we text it to you every single morning. Along with that, the support as well as marketing workshops. So make sure you hop over to the links in this podcast episode and look through them, because I'm sure I have something in there for everyone. Now, let's get into today's episode. So this is a fun episode, and I hope you're going to take some notes, because this has really changed the way I run my business. So when I was 24, I started my childcare center. And at that point, obviously, I had no idea about how to sell something. Like, I had no idea of the mindset behind selling and what it takes for someone to believe and to feel in order to say yes. I remember when we were ready to open up our center, we had our first open house and we had a few people come in, and these were people that had responded to a classified ad we had posted in our local paper. And I remember at 24 years old feeling so shy, so overwhelmed. I remember my face was flush red because I was so nervous, because I had no idea what to say. This business was still not open. We had never taken care of kids before. Yes, I had my early childhood education certification and all that stuff. But for me at that point, I had no idea what I needed to say in order to get these parents to enroll their kids in our program. I remember sitting across the table with a couple and their toddler, and they were interested in learning more about the curriculum. And I remember this huge frog in my throat. I was so nervous. I didn't know what to share. And quite frankly, I'm so surprised that they decided to enroll, because that was a terrible, terrible sales pitch or tour process. So obviously throughout the years and with different trainings and different businesses and dealing with different clients and members inside our communities, I have learned what makes someone say yes. And there is a few things that you need to master, right? So there's a mindset behind someone saying yes. So that's what we're going to focus on in this episode. Okay. The first thing you want to think about is what makes you say yes. Let's say you're watching a show on TV and there's a commercial that pops up and it's an infomercial, and the lady on the TV is selling a cream or some jewelry or candles or whatever, and you decide to buy. You decide to call and order, right? Or you're scrolling online and you see something that you want and you just click the buy button. What made you click on that button? What made you decide to say, yes, I want to try it, right? That's what we're going to dive deeper into, because there's a few things that, regardless of whether you're selling products or childcare services, there's a few things that you have to understand. But once you do, the process of selling your services and putting people through your tour process becomes so much easier, which is amazing. Okay. Now, the first thing is your product or your service has to be convenient or compatible with what that mom and dad is actively searching for. What this means is that if they don't feel that this is a good place for their child, now this can be, maybe it's close by, maybe it's accessible to them via public transport, maybe there's a lot of parking, maybe they're compatible in regards to your educational approach, right? Maybe you're Christian-based or Montessori-based, and they love that, and that makes them feel safe. So that's one reason a mom and dad would say yes. I feel like this is the best place for my child. It's close by, it's easily accessible. They believe in the same things that we believe in. The answer is yes, okay? The other thing that most parents obviously want to feel is that this is a safe place and they really care about my child's well-being, obviously, right? So you have to make sure that when you're giving someone your tour process, you really hone in on that. They want to know that if I leave you my child, that they are going to be well taken care of, that you know what you're doing, and this place is safe. You've passed inspections, you have all your credentials, your staff is certified in first aid, like everything is on point. Okay, so you have to make sure that when you're putting someone through your tour process, that they feel that from you. Okay. The other reason someone would say, yes, I want to enroll my child in this program is the quality of education and development. Parents nowadays have a lot of choices when it comes to childcare. And if they are visiting your center, chances are they're probably visiting another center or another school or another preschool or another home daycare. So you have to make sure that they understand what your curriculum is about, that they're not just dropping off their kids in order to be babysat throughout the day, that their kids are actually learning something, right? You can talk about your curriculum and the benefits that it has. You can show transformations from existing clients, what past clients have said about your program, how their kids flourished in your care. You can share stories about, for example, how a child was shy when they first started. And then by the time they were ready to go off to kindergarten, they were a different child. They were very sociable. They knew how to write their name. They knew the ABC. Right, whatever, you get my point. So you need to focus on that as well, right? A lot of the times what I see when I'm talking with providers is that they really focus on things like, it's safe, okay? This is what we're going to eat. And we're just going to maybe print out some worksheets and do some work, right? So I've had a lot of providers when I'm speaking with them inside the membership think that's all you need when it comes to curriculum. So one of the things you really have to understand is that number one, parents have a lot of choices. And number two, why should they say yes to you, right? What is it about your curriculum that is going to develop their kids? That's going to stimulate their kids. That's actually going to get their kids excited about coming in to your program, to your center, to your daycare day after day after day. Okay? And that's all about you just really having a strong foundation when it comes to your educational curriculum, your approach, understanding why you're doing what you're doing with the kids, and then being able to communicate that with your local families. Right? If you need help crafting an educational curriculum or a handbook, I actually have a few courses that can definitely help you with. So make sure that you go on my website, childcarebusinessmarketing.com/courses, and you can actually see it. From there. Now, the other thing I want you to consider is that parents want to feel something before they say yes, right? Just like anyone that purchases anything, we want that transformation. We want those results. Is it going to fast track my results? Is it going to get me where I need to be in less time with less headaches? Is it going to make me feel safe? Is it going to make me feel as though this is going to make my life better? These are things that people think about, whether you're conscious about it or not, when we say yes to something. So you have to make sure that when you're meeting someone for the first time, or when you're messaging someone, or when you're on the phone, that they feel that. Once you get a parent to feel as though, yes, this person can be trusted, they know what they're doing. These are what their beliefs are. This is what the program is all about. This is the social proof, meaning reviews, testimonials from other families. This is what they say, right? Then the parent starts to feel as though, yes, this person can be trusted with my child. And once you do that, then you master your tour process and you can actually enroll more kids, convert more open house participants or walk-ins into paying clients, right? So I hope that this episode helped you. Let me know if it did. As always, I hope that it blesses you and your business, and I will see you in just a few days. Bye for now.